The Tour de France organisers have taken a very unusual but legal step in saying under Article 29 of the Tour de France rules, they are not allowing the registration of Chris Froome by Team Sky for this year's race. In effect, they're banning him from the race. They state in their statement they want to protect the image of the race because as he's a rider under active investigation by the UCI. All to do with his adverse test result in the Vuelta for Sabutamol. Now, before this year's Giro, the race organiser of the Giro said it'd be a bad image if Chris Froome won, and he won. It'd be bad for the sport. Now, there are Chris Froome fans, and there are those who don't like Chris Froome. Now, I'm staying on the fence on this one. I've made it clear that I'm not a Chris Froome fan, but it's very unusual for a professional cycling race, especially a Grand Tour, to take this step. I am aware that it has happened before, but I don't know to which riders. It just has happened before, I know that. But it's exceptionally rare that a rider who is not banned is from competition completely due to a drugs ban. He's just a rider under investigation. Now, the UCI could have handled it better. I'm going to say that now. And if they'd handled it better and been more swift in their investigation, we don't get to this point. We don't. And I could argue that then why is Contador allowed to keep riding? He's been banned under 2 separate drug violations. So he's been banned twice from competition for doping violations, yet he is still allowed to ride in the Tour de France. If Chris Froome is not allowed whilst he's under investigation, why is a twice banned rider allowed? This is where the sport needs to look itself in the face and go, should we be so welcoming to those riders and those athletes who regularly cheat, who regularly get caught? We welcome them back too easily. I think the sport needs to have a long, hard look at itself in the mirror and go, we need to say, right, you've been banned once, okay. You've been banned twice, you're never going to ride again. No team will want to sign you. They need to start getting a grip of the situation because the PR disaster that has been the post-Lance Armstrong era. Lance Armstrong was a PR nightmare for world cycling. It's never fully recovered. I can understand why the Tour de France have decided to take this very rare and not necessarily the most popular step. I can understand why they've done it. But they didn't need to do it had the UCI and Team Sky got round the table quicker and gone through the process quicker of the investigation. Because the investigation is still being dragged out, it's damaging the sport further. It's damaging the credibility of the rider, whether he had any or not. So I'm not a Chris Froome fan, but that's got to be stressful for the rider. Team Sky have had their own issues where they've been put in front of a parliamentary select committee and they've been found that they're not as squeaky clean as they want us to believe, so their credibility is wobbling. And the UCI doesn't come out with shining light because it's taken 9 months for a very simple investigation, which is still ongoing. This is the problem with cycling. There's too much politics and not enough actual doing and enforcing of the rules. But I'm going to leave that there. I don't want to go on too deep and really go off on one. But if you are interested, the Tour de France rulebook, Article 29, that's the ruling they have used. And their statement says they want to protect the image of the race. I can sort of understand why they've done it, but it's a very, very odd way of doing it, if you know what I mean. I think the UCI really should protect the integrity of cycling, and they're failing in this case. Because even if Chris Froome is innocent, why has it taken so long for such a simple investigation? There's too much backroom politics involved as well. That's what's killing the sport. And if Chris Froome is not allowed to compete in this year's Tour, why is Alberto Contador a twice cheat? He's been banned twice. Why is he allowed to compete? There we go. I'm going to leave that there. There's a lot of backroom politics going on here. Whether you like Chris Froome or you're a fan of another rider, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're a Vincenzo Nibali fan or you're a Mark Cavendish fan or Peter Sagan. It doesn't matter what rider you find your favourite rider is. The way that it's been handled by the UCI and all the tour organisers from the Vuelta, the Giro and the Tour de France is open for debate, and the sport does have an image crisis. Whether this is the right choice or wrong choice, I'd like to hear from you. I'm surprised that the tour organisers have gone down this route, but at the same time I can understand why they've gone down this route. So we're going to leave that there. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe, place your comments below, and I'll have some more videos for you soon.